Holy ice and criminal freedom. The Pope's new climate plan. So the Pope has finally done it. He has moved on from kissing babies and blessing olive branches to blessing a giant block of ice. Yes, an actual ice cube. Apparently, the fate of the planet now rests on the Pope's ability to perform climate miracles. Forget carbon credits, forget technology. We have entered the ice age of faith. There he was, standing in his spotless white robe, hands pressed against a frozen boulder of water, invoking divine mercy on melting. Because nothing says global solution like blessing a cube of frozen water that is already halfway to becoming holy puddle juice. And of course, the cameras were rolling. A Vatican press release, choir music, the whole cinematic vibe, like an Avengers crossover between Greenpeace and the Book of Revelation. I half expected him to look straight into the lens and say, "Behold my child, I hereby rebuke thermodynamics." This is the same guy who turned the Pope mobile electric, but now he has gone full Avatar The Last Airbender, except with holy water and a PR team. And right after saving the ice cube of Bethlehem, he gave a sermon declaring the death penalty inherently evil. So the logic goes like this. Ice deserves salvation, murderers deserve rehabilitation, and you, the law-abiding taxpayer, get to pray for both. I can almost hear the Vatican brainstorming session. Holy Father, what shall we do about crime? And he says, let's forgive everyone. What about murderers? Forgive harder. What about the victims? They will understand in heaven. It is moral gymnastics of the highest order. He wants to save ice from melting with divine energy and save criminals from justice with divine mercy. The rest of us are just collateral holiness. Now, do not get me wrong, mercy is beautiful, but maybe start with mercy for the frozen peas in my freezer, because apparently everything with a melting point is now sacred. Meanwhile, the murder rate in Catholic countries is rising faster than the sea level he is praying about. But sure, let's focus on the ice cube. Maybe next week he will bless a snow cone to stop hurricanes. Maybe he will perform an exorcism on a thermostat. Maybe he will baptize an air conditioner. You know what I want to see. A Vatican decree against condensation. Moisture is murder. And the best part, he said capital punishment violates human dignity. That is rich coming from a church that paints its ceilings with scenes of people being eternally torched for bad behavior. Apparently divine justice is eternal, human justice not so much. But he is consistent. If you kill someone, you get a second chance. If you melt, you get a prayer. If you disagree with him, you get called rigid. He is like a divine therapist for felons and glaciers. Bless the iceberg, free the arsonist, and then wonder why Rome is burning. This is not his first time either. He once called life imprisonment a secret death penalty. So he does not want you executed, and he does not want you jailed. So what is left? Probably a Vatican rehab center where serial killers crochet sweaters out of recycled cassocks. It is the Church of Eternal Participation trophies. Everyone wins, even Satan. He just needs counseling. If I had to summarize his policy in one line, it is this. Protect the ice, not the innocent. It is poetic. The Pope standing there, hand on a melting glacier, proclaiming, "We must act to save creation." Sir, creation is fine. It is people who are terrified of the creations you are letting out of prison, but maybe that is the plan. If crime gets bad enough, everyone stays indoors and uses less carbon. A holy eco-strategy. Genius. Now we have reached the point in history where the Pope is the climate chaplain for the United Nations, performing miracles for melting objects and preaching sermons against consequences. At this rate, next Easter, he will resurrect a popsicle, and the Vatican will issue a press release. Rejoice, for the frost is risen indeed. Until then, keep your freezer door closed, keep your doors locked, and maybe keep your rosary handy. Because while the Pope is out there praying for ice, the rest of us are praying he does not bless the next jailbreak.